right, so as we begin, good morning and afternoon to you all. Welcome to this week's masterclass where we talk about how to mine for gold in our database. And we're going to discuss the database into two different sections. We're going to talk about the people that know us already and people that don't know us already. And I'll define that a little bit more in detail in a minute. But I hope that this is a meeting that you guys can listen to, but also take notes so that you guys can put some action items of what you guys want to accomplish and take care of this week to be able to get a little bit more intentional with the people that you have in your database. So let's start with your sphere. So if you can tell me in the comment section, because I'd like to be able to have some participants here or participation here, tell me in the comments, how many people do you have in your sphere of influence / past client database? And it's not just like post-it notes, but these are people that you have in some form of a CRM, either be Follow Up Boss or Lofty or whatever it is. Please post below how many people you have in your SOI past or / past client list. Are you guys thinking? Because I don't see anyone posting anything. Let's get some messages going here. Post in the chat below how many people in here have your SOI in your sphere. Come on, folks. Let's do it. Can you guys not hear me? Oh, okay, you guys can. Let's do it. Or we could just end the call. Like, no one wants to participate.
You want to say it or post it?
Are you looking in the right spot?
They are posting in the chat, Nazar.
Oh, that's so funny. I was looking in the wrong section. Okay, thank you.
I was doing that too. I put my response in the wrong section.
I'm like, holy crud. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So when you have people in your sphere, and again, hopefully they're divided in your CRM system as a past client or a sphere, I want you to do this. This is for mining for gold, right? You're going to call every single one of them. Now, if it's been, I don't care if it's been 5 years since you haven't talked to them or you talked to them just yesterday, it doesn't matter. I want you to make the phone call. Phone call. And you can be like, hey, this is Vanessa, and I'm calling today because I wanted to see if you'd like an equity report on the home that you own. Now, obviously, if they're renters, this isn't going to work, but most people that own their homes, they're adults or majority people. And so you're gonna ask them if they'd like an equity report. And why is it said that way instead of seeing a CRM? Why wouldn't you say, hey, would you like a CRM of your home? Not CRM, a CMA of your home.
Because they don't know what it is.
Yes, most people don't know what a CMA is. Thank you. But they will know what an equity report is. Or you can explain, hey, would you like to know how much equity you've built in your house? You'll be surprised to know the answer. Okay. Now you can get from them what their value or what they currently own on the property and to give you an exact number. But if they don't feel comfortable sharing that with you, you could at least say, hey, I'd love to get you a report. It could be a one-page report, it could be a 30 or 50 or 70-page report, right? Those exist that are super, super, like, and that's all a click of a button, isn't it, for us, right? You could use whatever site you use, either through MLS or whatever it might be. You can get those types of reports, and it's just an easy conversation. All right. And the call is going to go like this. Hey, this is so-and-so. This is Nazar with Fiv Realty. I'm calling to see how are you? Awesome. Hey, it's been a minute that we've spoken. And my job right now, what I'm doing the next couple of days is running equity reports for all my clients, all my past friends, clients, whatever you want to call them. And I want to know if you would like that report emailed to you. Yes? Awesome. Hey, cool. Listen, it's been a minute. How long have you lived in your home? And you go right into that script. How long have you been here? Where'd you remind me again? Where'd you move again? Now, again, if you're the one that sold them the property, you should have that information already. And you can say, hey, it's been 5 years since you bought your house. If it's in your CRM system, that information should already be there. And you can start the conversation with them, right? What do you think would be beneficial, or why would that be beneficial if you send that type of report or have that conversation with them?
Makes you the expert.
Yeah, it makes you the expert. What else, though?
Provides value,
Okay.
puts us top of mind.
Yeah, absolutely. It also, like, most people at least once in a while Well, they want to know what the value of their home is. They want to know how much equity they have built in their house. They might be surprised if they've been there for a long time, how much equity they've actually amassed, right? Because there's two things happening. One, the value of their home is increasing. Two, they're paying off their debt, right? So it's working both ways to be able to create more value and equity in their home. And so you're able to provide that report to them at least on an annual basis. That gives you a chance to be able to connect with them. Okay. Who's done this in the past? Who's offered an equity report and has given it to their clients? 2 of you. Awesome. 3. Fantastic. Again, this is just something that you can do that's simple. You can call your aunt, your cousin, your uncle, your brother, your sister. I don't care who it is that's in your sphere. Those that have less than like 2, 3, 400 people in your sphere, in your database, I encourage you to add more people to your database. And typically 10% of your database will transact on an annual basis. 10% of the people that are in your database will be selling or buying a property every year. And so the more people you have in that database, and the more you network and connect with them, then that's going to give you a chance to know how many transactions are potentially going to happen. And some of you guys, like me, my database is not just in my little pocket that I live, right? People have moved, people have gone to different places. And I used to say, oh, well, I can't help them. They've moved to Texas. Well, are there agents in Texas that I could refer them to? Heck yeah. Right? So don't let that stop you from giving them an equity report. And if you have to, like get an agent in that area to do it, to help you do it, awesome. You can make that happen. How many times, like I saw this guy the other day, I hadn't seen in 5 or 6 years. I just happened to run into him at my favorite store, Costco. And he's like, oh yeah, like I bought a home 6 months ago. It was so awesome. And he like just totally nonchalant told me. And in the back of my head, I'm like fuming, like, why didn't you call me? But again, it's not his responsibility to call me, right? It's my responsibility to call him. And that was my bad. And that's an opportunity where I missed out on $3,000-$4,000 in the referral fee because I didn't do my job. And so call your sphere. Make that a priority. Listen, you guys, those people already should like you. They most certainly know who you are, and hopefully they trust you. And if you've done something to break their trust, then re-earn their trust. And if they don't like you, then I can't help you with that, right? It's your personality. You can't change it. And so, but hopefully they like you, they know you and trust you. And so if we offer them reports to them, that'd be fantastic. Second, you need to be doing quarterly events with that sphere past client group. Quarterly events. If you're not doing it, it doesn't have to be huge. It could be as simple as, hey, come to my house. I'm going to do wine and charcuterie board, and we're just going to have fun. You can do a Valentine's, thing. You can do whatever type of holiday thing, or it can just be like, hey, come to my house and hang out for whatever. Or you can do it at, if it gets big enough, you can do it at an event, at a place, a bowling alley, watch a movie, whatever it is, you do quarterly events. This quarterly event is going to allow you to be able to get face to face with all of your past clients in your sphere. Doing this is going to give you a chance to be able to connect with them and ask for business while you're there. Again, it's going back to what Tabitha said, staying top of mind. Now, it's one thing to be able to like, oh yeah, I know that's an agent, but how many times have we had that experience like, oh shoot, I forgot that so-and-so did that, right? And it's great to be on social media, and hopefully you're following and tagging and commenting on all their posts, but it's still nothing beats belly to belly contact. Nothing beats face to face. Come to my event. I'm going to do this. I'm going to share this with you. Go and do it. Okay. Anyone else have anything to add for your sphere that you feel like that you do that works phenomenally for you that you want to share with the rest of the group?
I mean, I would say, which I'm sure everybody is, but like following them on social, like Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, whatever they're on. And so that way you just automatically stay in touch with them naturally.
Yep. And again, if you are doing that and when you're talking on the phone, you're offering to give them the equity report, it's a great opportunity to be able to drop, hey, congratulations on having another baby. Congratulations on your little cat that you just got, or whatever it is. Like dropping that type of a nugget tells them that even though you guys might not talk every single day, that you're still very well aware of their lives. So great point, Tessa. Anyone else or anything else before we move on? Okay, now we're going to talk about the bigger group, the group of people that you don't know. Okay, and this is still technically considered a database. I want you, oh, thank you, Tabitha. Popeyes, absolutely. If they live close by, going to them, and especially if you could bring that report to them, hand it to them, that's fantastic. That's something you should be digitally sending to them and manually dropping off their house. Absolutely perfect. Yep, 100%. Okay. Number 2, we're going to talk about leads. I want you to put in here now, how many leads do you have in your database that you can pond from, right? If you're part of a team, what that pond looks like. If you are not part of a team, what you've gathered and massed, call it expired listings that you put into this bucket, people that you've met at open houses that you've put into this bucket, just leads that you've collected over the years from Realtor.com, Zillow, whatever outside. These are people that you don't have a connection with yet. These are leads that you haven't built rapport yet, that you haven't transacted yet. How many people are in that pond that you can fish from? Can you post below in the comment section and I can see them now? Post below. Look at that, 20,000. That's fantastic. Come on, you guys, post below. Let's see those numbers. Vanessa, does the Cadillac group have like a pond that you guys fish from?
We did, but the agents weren't utilizing them, so we stopped doing it. I have a database full of like old open house leads and FSBOs that I never connected with that I was working on before I hopped onto this.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so lots of leads that are just sitting there. And I want you to shift your mindset when you think about leads. I want you to change it from the lead pool to the human pool. People pool. These are people that have human lives and have emotion and have hearts and brains and jobs and kids and they have lives. They're like actual people that you just don't know yet on a more of an intimate level. And so when you're calling somebody and you're talking to them, treat them like a human instead of a lead. And what's also important, we're going to talk about the things you should do with them, but I think it's important that we stop calling them leads. Because again, when a lead is something that you're detached from, and a human connection is something that you guys can bond with, right? When you talk to someone, like be nice to them. And if they're not nice to you, that's okay. But at least you can acknowledge that that's kind of who you're trying to attack or you're trying to connect with. Okay, so going back to this lead pond. Now you're going to have some really sad moments when you call them and you find out that they've already bought a house, right? It's an ouch moment that takes place a lot. It's also a learning moment when that happens. However, even if they do, you're like, hey, that's awesome. Congratulations. Where did you buy? And you go back to that script. How long ago did you buy? Who did you buy with? How did you happen to pick that home? Why did you pick that home? Where did you move from? If you were to make a move again, I know you just bought, when would that be? Are you happy and satisfied with the home that you purchased? Who's got a I'll sell your house for free program? If you call someone and they bought their home and it's been like less than a year, and you call them and you say, hey, are you happy with your house? If you can sell your home for free, would you make a move? Would that entice someone to potentially make a move? Yeah. Talk to your broker about that. See if there's an opportunity for you to be able to sell their home for free. Now, we're talking about just the listing side, right? And then they can buy another house through you without opening a door. And if it does, then that would be a good conversation to have. Again, we're talking just within that first year of them having bought that home without you or with you, doesn't matter. It's a conversation. You can open that door. You can have that conversation with them. But you can say, hey, listen, if the right home did come along, right? If a better opportunity did come along, would you be open-minded to buying that home? Would you be open-minded to buying an investment property? And investment properties should not necessarily be attached or only local to their marketplace, to your marketplace. Could you very well send, if you're in a high price point location where your average price point's $600, $700, $800+ thousand to buy a regular home, to buying a a 2 or 3 bedroom townhome in your neck of the woods might cost $400,000 or $500,000. But in some pockets, in some areas, you can buy a 2 bedroom home or townhome or a condo for 50, 60, 100,000. And so could you help them represent or help them with an agent that could help them buy an investment property? Would it be worthwhile to know as agents where those pockets are? Who in this area or who in this group here has homes or townhomes or condos in your local market close by that you can buy something for under $150,000? Raise a hand. Anyone here? So John, you can buy something for 150,000 or less? Okay.
Yeah, we need some condos and some, very small homes in older neighborhoods.
Yeah, I can't hear you all that well, but I think you said at least in your area there's something that you can buy. Now, if
Yeah,
we had
there are some, a few.
Yeah. Now again, like we have agents in Ohio, lots of opportunity there to buy something that's very inexpensive. So don't think myopically of just your area. You can help your clients buy and create generational wealth by buying something that's out of the area, but you can still help them. And don't think of it as the commission that you'll make. That's just the byproduct. Right? Think of it as an advisor. Think about financial advisors that are really good at what they do. They help their clients amass wealth. So you are the person that can help them do that on a real estate front. You can help them buy stocks, but you most certainly can help them buy an investment property. So you should have that number, right? You should have your go-to pockets that you can check to say, hey, what could, $150,000 get you? What would the down payment be? I mean, think about it. Normally, an investment property, you need a minimum 20% down, ideally 25%, because that's when you get better rates on investment properties. But even just 20%, that's $30,000. You might say, hey, does it make sense? Does it pencil out? And if it is, then have that conversation with that person that's potentially looking at buying a home as an investment property. Number 2, you can send them a text message, a phone call, or email. It's better always on the phone, though. You can say, hey, we're clearing up our data. We're cleaning up the database that we have of people that are looking to buy or sell real estate. And we're wondering if you're still in the market to buy. We're wondering if you're still in the market to sell your home. And if they say, oh, no, I've already bought or not interested, then again, it's just a way to be able to open up that conversation and be able to talk to them. We're cleaning up our database. Now, again, people that you don't know and like and trust or don't know yet, then you might consider trying to find them on social media and follow them on social media. You get their phone number, you get their email address, and hopefully those two link together and you can find them on social that way. Sometimes it's hard, if they've got a very basic name there's a lot of them, but if it's not, then that's an easy way to be able to find people that way. Just like how you did events for your people that you know, like, and trust, your database is also a great place to be able to invite people to certain events. Who's ever done a first-time homebuyer seminar before? Okay, Michael, how long ago did you do a first-time homebuyer seminar? And what was your experience like? Yeah, on the phone, it's a little bit more tricky to find the unmute button. You gotta tap it once and then it appears after the fact. You're having some problems. And so who else has done one? Yeah, Vanessa. Well, how long ago did you do it, and then what was your experience?
I booked out at the start of last year, 12 months worth of first time buyer webinars. My first 3 were rather successful because I marketed on Nextdoor. And after that, the only signups were just bots. So I dropped it for this year and added in new lead pillars. So, I mean, someone in my office has great success with them. It just didn't work for me doing webinars. So when I start it again, it will be in person.
Okay, you were doing webinars that were that.
Yeah.
So has anyone done an in-person first-time homebuyer seminar before? Michael, did you get yourself figured out?
We've done it in the
Okay.
past.
I have done yeah, first time home buyer in person. I went to the library and put it on Facebook, all social media, sent out mailers. I got low attendance. I didn't get great attendance, unfortunately.
Okay. Here's the thing about events in general, you guys. Like it takes time and momentum to build momentum. So doing it just once, and if you get like two people there and you're like, well, that sucked. That was a waste of time. I've done events before where I've, done an investor event, and no one showed up. And that was a low blow. But at the same time, those that continue to do something over and over again, it builds, like stability, right? And then you can tweak your events that you do along the way. But there's the first time homebuyer event is good. There's also how to right size or downsize event. A lot of people that are getting ready to retire, you can do an event that talks about all the pitfalls or what to look out for or what to not look out for in selling your house and retiring. Think about if you did that, if you had like several people that came that learned from you how to retire. What does it look like to sell their house and make a move? What does it look like to be a contingent seller, contingent buyer? What does it look like to move out of state? What are things to take into consideration, not take into consideration? Could that be something you put together and do an hour presentation? Absolutely. Can you invite those people? If you've got a database of 300, 500,000, 5,000, could you invite people that would be interested in coming to something like that? Absolutely can. You can do it virtually. Again, face-to-face is always better. So invite people to do that. Another tidbit that I want to give you guys as far as your database is concerned. I would start encouraging you guys to do something that is super successful in the East Coast that an agent that I talked to has been doing super successfully is that they do open houses for 1 hour. The traditional open house for real estate agents between 3 to 4 hours. They start doing open houses 1 hour blocks, and they'll do 2 or 3 open houses in one day. They'll do 1 hour open house here, 1 hour open house there, 1 hour open house there. Does it consider, or does it take a lot more energy and time to coordinate? Yes, it does. Does it give you more exposure? Yes, it does. Because if someone knows that there's a 3 hour window that they can come, then they'll just come whenever. If you advertise the open house just for 1 hour, and guess what? Anyone wants to truly see that house is going to make time to go see that open house during that 1 hour. So that's something you might consider doing, is doing 1 hour open house here and then 1 hour open house there. What this also does is it gives you freedom to be able to do other things like show property during that time, or during that same day, where instead of your house or your whole week, not whole week, whole days is taken up by that just one open house. Any other things that you guys feel that would be really good for your database that you've done that has been successful that you can share with this group here? What have you done with your database of people that don't know you yet that has brought tremendous value? Oh, I forgot a big one, but I'll talk about it in a second. Anyone have anything? Okay, here's one thing. I want you to get the listings that are the best listings, and I want you to send it to that group of your database. And you can say, this is the best priced home in this community. You can say, this is the most expensive home in this community. You can say, these are the top 3 or 4 homes with pools in the community. Right? If you already know the kind of the area that they're looking to buy, it doesn't matter if it's in their price point or not. It's just a text message that you can send with a link that has that information, and you just send it to them. Send it from your website so that it's not a Zillow link, right? So that when they go to it and they click on it, then you'll be notified that they went and actually looked at the listings that you sent. And if you do that, imagine just for a moment, if you just spend 20, 30 minutes a day going through your database and just sending listings as a text message, not an email, as a text message to these people. Have you seen this home? And of course, if they're in your database and they're actively looking at homes, I'm talking about more of like reactivating people, right? But if they're actively looking at houses, it also works, because you can get that same home that they just looked at and you saw that they saw it. And don't be a creeper and say, hey, I saw that you saw this home. But you can say, hey, did you see this house? This might be something like, how would you rate this home from 1 to 10? Do you know anybody that would be interested in buying this house? Going back to your sphere, you can send them a listing and be like, hey, this is an amazing investment opportunity that my friend has listed in yada yada town in whatever state. Who do you know that would be interested in buying this investment property? I'm getting lots of empty stares. Can I get some feedback here?
I've had our VA for like 2 weeks going through our database because it was such a mess and tagging them with the zip codes they came from. And we're gonna start doing more targeting because we send out general emails, but I don't see that it does much. So I want to target to those areas that they inquired on or they own in instead of just an email blast to everybody.
Yep.
I'm hoping that helps. And I'm also listening to you. We've done buyer seminars. It's been forever, to be honest. But I mean, our ISA calls and calls and calls, and people just, no, I'm not looking right now. Instead of asking them to look in, hey, would you be interested in attending a buyer seminar? We put something together. We'll send out information later. We're just trying to see, gauge who might be interested.
Yep.
That might be do more than to engage them to say, hey, are you still looking to buy? Have you already bought something or are you planning on doing something in the future? Give them something to, worthwhile.
Here's one I would suggest that you guys all do as well. I don't care if you have a YouTube channel that's got like hundreds of thousands of subscribers or one, doesn't matter. Every single one of you guys should be doing a video, long form content with your camera like this, not like this, so it could show up nicer on YouTube. And you're doing a video like this for 30 minutes, ideally at least 11 minutes long, 11 to 30 minutes long. And this is what you're doing. You literally just get a basic little, doesn't even have to be a gimbal. What is this called? Is this a gimbal? Anyway, just get one of these, put your phone in here, turn it to the side, and doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be over the top. You're just talking about what the process is like to downsize. And you literally go over step by step of all the different processes of what they need to do. And you're going to tag that video. You're going to go to ChatGPT and say, I'm making this video. And you can get that video transcribed on captions or whatever else. And you're going to put that on ChatGPT and say, I'm making this video. I'm going to be posting on YouTube. And I want the best tags, best way to be able to put this on YouTube so it has the biggest audience of connecting with people. And you're going to do, selling your house in League City, Texas, or downsizing your home in League City, Texas, the five mistakes to avoid, or the 5 things to look out for, the 5 things that you need to make sure you do before you think about selling your house and downsizing. Whatever and again, ChatGPT could help you with that. But every single one of you should be making that type of video and posting on YouTube, long form content, you just talking about the different facts. And you can have your little notepad and you can have all the things that ChatGPT helped you to acknowledge, and you just talk about it. Like, okay, now we're gonna talk about this. And you can even like show your notepad if you want to, right? But okay, next step is this. This is so important. Yada, 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 yada. Again, 20, 30 minutes long, and you post that on YouTube. That video will live on YouTube forever. You'll get videos, or you get people that call you from that video 1 year out, 2 years out, 5 years out, 10 years out. Because unlike social media, where that video is there and then it dies, on YouTube, it's just like fine wine. The longer it's around, the more potent and the better it gets. So I invite you guys, if you leave this meeting today with nothing but that drive to do, I invite you guys to all do that. Now, some of you guys, or a lot of you, are going to get stuck in the weeds of the how to. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what the steps are. That's what ChatGPT is for. How do I do this? Buying one of these or getting it from someone from your office, or someone has, this was given to you as a gift somewhere, or what? Everyone has one of these, right? Yes. Nod your heads for me. Maybe. Donna. Oh, Sweet, sweet child. Okay, let's work to make this work here. Everyone has one of these, at least. And if yours is not an iPhone, then I'm sorry. Get an iPhone. But put it on here and make it work. Like, it's not that difficult. And I don't care if you don't sound great. I don't care if you're like, it just doesn't matter, you guys. Just be authentic, be yourself, have fun. If you mess up and say something, dumb or whatever, just don't worry about it. Do it, put on captions. Those of you coming to the Level Up lunch that I'm doing on Friday, I'm going to go a little bit in depth about how to use captions as an app. But I'm telling you, it's so simple. And once you do it and you get it uploaded on YouTube, if you don't have a YouTube channel, that's where you first start. But even if this is your first video that you do, that's fine because it will live. As long as you're doing the key tags in there, as long as you're saying the right things and you have the whole thing transcripted, which is so easy to do, and you're having that on there, then YouTube is a huge, huge source of when someone does a video search or when someone does a Google search on how to, guess what? You'll pop up. Is everyone committed to doing that? Can I get a thumbs up, please? You're committed to do that. Some of you guys are. Awesome. Fantastic. Good to know. So going back to the listings with the leads, sending listings of potential homes that they could buy, even if it's not in the right price range, if it doesn't work for them, it's about connecting and getting them to raise their hand, right? Even if you made the video like this, I've done this before intentionally. You make the video upside down or crooked, a little weird, and you send a video that's upside down, you'll get someone that just texts you back, your video's upside down. Oh, look at you, you're alive. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for telling me what a dork. I'm sorry that I made a mistake. Oh, and by the way, hey, have you had any thoughts on selling or buying? You guys, we got to have fun with real estate. It is a stressful job. It literally will age you. Like, I'm 25 and look at me with all the gray hair. I mean, it's intense. And so you got to have fun with it. Do things that you enjoy. And what I don't mean by that is not doing anything that you feel uncomfortable doing. Because anything that's new is going to feel uncomfortable. Anything that you haven't done before, you're going to be like, oh, it's going to feel clunky in the beginning. But when you do it, and then you do it again, and then again, and then again, it gets more and more comfortable. And those that make the money are the ones that are willing to push beyond the comfort zone that they have into the space that they are like, okay, I did it and it didn't hurt. And my biggest thing that I love doing is I'll make a video and I'll post it and I'll never, ever watch myself. I just don't. And if, I've had people like, oh, Nazar, you spelled that wrong. Thank you. I love it. Thanks for watching my video. Hey, Nazar, you said this wrong. Awesome. I appreciate it. And so you move on, but if you hold yourself back, if you allow that part of your brain that is literally meant to save your life, is to protect you, is that, I forget what it's called, but the thing that's was originally meant to help you stay alive. If you had a predator coming at you, like a lion coming at you, it's that thing that says you got to run or hide or whatever. It's that fear that takes place. That's there to protect you. But what ends up happening is that in our lives where there's no lions running around, chasing us, what ends up happening is that same fear thing goes in there to help you, or it's there to try to protect you, but it's really not protecting you. It's not serving you. So when you do feel fear about doing something for the first time, you got to ask yourself, is this there to serve me or is this not serving me? Now, people say they try to use that excuse on me to go jump off a cliff and do all this. And no, that fear is real and authentic, and it's there to protect me. But when it comes to having conversations with people, right, Dominic, when you're talking to people for the very first time, I started making calls yesterday in Riverside. I talked to this guy that may be hopefully coming to our event on Friday. I was like, you know what? If I'm asking Dom to do this, I'm going to do it too. And you know what? I had a lady that I said, hey, if you could make more money, work less hours, would that be something you were interested in? She's like, no, thanks. And she hung up on me. And I just laughed. I'm like, that's awesome. Good for her. Right? Next. But I did talk to someone. I was like, yeah, that's actually sounds very interesting. And I might be interested in coming. And so the more conversations that we have with people that are in our sphere, in our database, the leads that we have, again, it's all about talking to more people every single day. And there's things that we can do to strategize. There's YouTube videos that we can post. We can do social media posts. We can do stuff to be able to allow us to be able to have the ability to, what's that word I'm looking for? Leverage our time and our opportunity. That's all great. But when it comes out down to it, real estate is a relationship business. It's a one-on-one business. And those that believe in Jesus, like Christ was all about the one-on-one interactions that he had. Obviously, yeah, he fed 5,000, he, talked to the masses, but a lot of his intimate opportunity or intimate stories that we have read about or have been told are all about one-on-one, right? People don't want to be a part of a herd necessarily. You know what I mean? Like you want to have that one-on-one conversation with them. So talking to one-on-one with them, building that rapport is going to allow us to be able to have a better, deeper connection with those individuals. So I went a little over, but I hope that you guys had something that you can take away from today. That is, there is gold in your database. There are people all around you that are transacting, independent of what your brain says, independent of what the news says, right? Like there's so much chatter that's always happening. There's always some type of disaster or catastrophe happening in the world all around. And like you can sit that and have ruminate on it and have that stress you out so you don't want to leave your house because you're afraid. Or you say, you know what? I've got 1,444 or 40 minutes in the day, and I'm not promised tomorrow. Right? You can go to sleep and never wake up. And so don't take today for granted. Don't put off today, or don't put off today what you claim you can do tomorrow if you can get it done today. Any thoughts, questions, concerns about what we talked about today? Anything you'd like to add as far as what has worked really well for you that we maybe didn't touch base on when it comes to connecting with your sphere and leads that you have not had a good chance to talk with?
I've gotten a lot of my clients just from going out and volunteering and sponsoring different little events. That seems to have worked for me a lot.
Yeah, I love that. Like, are you talking about like volunteering at a race or?
I volunteer for the Pasadena Livestock Show and Rodeo. I volunteer for the Back to Blue. I volunteer for the Marines Toys for Tots, and I run a cook-off team, and I run the Marines Toys for Tots cook-off in our local area.
Love that. I think you knock two birds with one stone, right? It's always going to do philanthropy work. It's always going to do charity work. And then if you get those conversations and they're authentic, then that's a wonderful way to be able to make connections face to face. I love that. Thanks for sharing. Last little golden nugget for you. Those that are part of my team know this, or if you don't, you should know it. It is, have you ever had an experience where you've tried to make a phone call and you've not been successful at try to get a hold of somebody? Anybody? Okay. So war calling is the easiest way to be able to get them to get them to talk to you on the phone. Who knows what a war call is? Ooh, Tabitha doesn't know what the war call is. Okay, Dominic, unmute yourself and tell us what a war call is.
According to Peter, you just keep calling and calling and calling and calling until they answer.
No, not quite. Let me clarify its actual strategy.
Okay.
A war call is done very systematically. You call the person once, ring, 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 goes to voicemail. When it goes to voicemail, you hang up and you immediately call back a second time. Ring, 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 it goes to voicemail. Or it rings once and it goes to voicemail. That means that they like tap the button saying, I'm not interested in talking to you right now. Independent of how many times it rings. When it goes to voicemail, you hang up and you call again. You do this 3 times only. 3 times. Here's what happens. You call once, they're like, I don't know who this person is, I'm not going to answer. Call a second time, they're like, this is a telemarketer, I'm not going to answer. telemarketing software systems that call as an Autobot, they stop calling the person after 2 times. Who's had that experience before where you've gotten a call from somebody and even said telemarketer, like so you don't answer, and then the phone call comes right after again? Yeah, then never call 3 times in a row. So if you get a phone call from somebody that you don't know 3 times in a row, what are thoughts you have in your head?
Something is wrong.
What? I didn't hear what you guys said. What happens? What thoughts enter your head?
Whether it's an important phone call, it's somebody that you actually know.
Yep, one of those 2. Like, what happened? What's going on? What is the emergency? And so if someone calls me a 3rd time, are they more unlikely or inclined to answer or no? Yes. Might they be a little stressed out about that phone call? Like they're going to answer like this. Hello? Who is this? Right? And you're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for answering. I've been trying to get a hold of you. Now, Tabitha, you're looking at me like there's no way in hell you can get me to do that. And that's fine. If you don't want to, that's cool. Other people will make more money than you, and that's okay. Those that will make the money. If you don't want to do it, you could be in your comfort zone. Are they going to be a little upset with you? They may be. If you have something of value to give to them, then it won't be an upsetting conversation. Right? But at least you'll be able to get them on the phone. Now, if after the 3rd time they don't answer your phone, majority of the time they either don't have their phone on them, or they're just like literally in a place where they can't answer the phone. And after that case, then your 4th attempt to call them is going to be immediately, and you can do a video text message you can send over to them. Hey, this is Donna with yada yada. I'm calling because, and then you go to your spiel, right? If it's like you don't do war calls on people that you know. That's annoying. If they have your phone number memorized on their phone, don't war call them. That's obnoxious. My sister does that to me. I want to just go get super mad at her. You're going to call war people that you don't know, that don't have your number memorized. And so when you call them and say, hey, this is so-and-so with so-and-so, I'm calling because your neighbor just sold their house, or I'm calling to invite you to this, or whatever it is, whatever your spiel is. And that's going to be a video text message that's 30 seconds long or less, and you can send it. So word call is 3 calls consecutively until they answer. After the 3rd call, if they don't answer, then you send them a video text message. I promise every single one of you that's on this call that if you do that your answer rate, your ability to be able to talk to more people, you'll be able to have more transactions because you're going to have more conversations, more contacts will increase tremendously. So hopefully that helps. If you don't want to do it, no worries. If you do, I promise it will help and it'll work. Thank you so much for being on this week's masterclass as we talk about gold in your database. And hopefully you guys have an amazing time. Those are going to be at the event tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you guys in California. Those of you guys that are part of Fiv or are not part of Fiv, I want to remind you guys that we're doing our Thrive at Fiv event in Cancun in May. Again, it's open to anyone that's broker agnostic that want to come. And so I invite you guys to invite other people to come or you yourselves come and it's gonna be an amazing time. You guys get in on a Sunday. The event is Monday, Tuesday, and then people leave on Wednesday. And it is something we invite you to bring your spouse to. And the actual event part of it is going to be from 9 to 1. And the rest of the time is just going to be hanging out, connecting, bonding, networking. So it is an awesome time where your spouse, your significant other is not going to be abandoned all day long where you're stuck in a conference room. Again, it's a beautiful resort. It's awesome. Love to be able to have you guys there. It's going to be an amazing time. So it's a shameless plug for me there. So anyway, you guys have an amazing week. We'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.